Hi, and welcome to session 3 on communication brought to you by Love Recon. I'm Cliff Poe. This is my wife, Jeannie Poe, and we are master life coaches with Recon Coaching. Also joining us tonight is a special friend, another master life coach, and I'd like for her to introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Angie Kraft. I'm located in Atlanta, Georgia. Nice to be here.
Good. Tonight we have a subject we want to talk about that has to do with being assertive about what it is that you want. But before we get to that, I want to ask you an important question. What is the number one thing that couples fight about? The number one thing. Well, yeah, that's exactly it. Nothing.
And that's kind of nothing, but it really is something big.
Well, it has to do with feeling loved, and knowing that I'm getting what I need, but also I need to be able to say what I need, right?
Absolutely.
But when you don't feel loved, everything is a big deal. Everything is a big issue, right? And we're going to talk about
it's a
why.
whole lot of big nothing issue.
We're going to talk about why in just a minute. Also, you may have seen the slide that went by quickly. Everybody's going to need their own pencil or pen, and a sheet of paper. If you don't have that handy, you can use your cell phone. So just something where you can write down some things, because you're going to make a short list in just a few moments. Do you know that you have an emotional love account? All those things, those small things that you do or don't do for your mate, make deposits or they make withdrawals from your love account with them. Just like a real bank account, a zero balance is trouble, and a negative balance is in a real danger zone. So how do you think you're doing right now in keeping each other's love accounts full? Relationships and finances have a lot in common. Both have a system of deposits and withdrawals. And couples often struggle in both areas, in finances and in their relationship. When Jeannie and I first met, for example, we did some things that were really out of the ordinary to win our affection and love for each other. We were in college at the times where we met, and I would not be able to go see her at her dorm because they had a curfew. And so she would be hungry at night. She'd call me, tell me that she was hungry. I would go get her a hamburger, bring it back. She'd drop an ice cream bucket out of the window. I would put the hamburger in the ice cream bucket, and therefore she had her hamburger. And I remember something you did for me. Do you remember one year for St. Patrick's Day, what you did?
You try to embarrass me here?
Yeah.
I made you a Blarney basket?
Yeah, I got a Blarney basket with the peacock feather. Anyway, we all do things like that when we're first in love and we're first building our relationship. Surprise gifts, romantic dates, things that we do to win the heart of the other one. I want you to think back when you first started dating. I'm sure you poured on the charm and you went out of your way to do nice things for each other. You did romantic gestures and you were on your best behavior, right? Well, bank accounts and love accounts also have in common the fact that we're constantly depositing and withdrawing from them. I don't know about you, but I have to check my bank account every day to see what's coming in and what's going out. More importantly, what's going out. If we're overdrawn, there's a price to pay, right? So we want to pay those extra penalties or that price. What you actually are doing was filling each other's love account. And again, you can constantly withdraw from that love account, or you can constantly be making deposits into that love account. You may have different accounting methods to balance your love account. For most of us guys, we think that one deposit ought to cover one withdrawal. In other words, one withdrawal equals one deposit, and so it all evens out, right? But that's not the case. It may take 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 deposits to cover that one withdrawal. Here's an example. You may make a few deposits by buying your lady's flowers, taking her car to get it detailed, guys, and helping her clean the house. And you see all of those things is great and equal to 3 withdrawals, right? No. You say one stupid thing, put your foot in your mouth one time, and that withdraws it all, everything that you've done.
And it can go the other way too.
Yeah, it can.
It's just not put it all on the guys.
Well, that's true. What happens when you overdraw from your bank account? What happens when you have overdrawn from your mate's love account? Angie, why don't you talk to us about that a little bit?
So, we've all been guilty. Even as master life coaches, we have all been guilty of making withdrawals out of our mate's love account. So, what we're going to do is we're going to be working through some dyads, but think about these withdrawals that you're making. They can vary based on previous deposits, what kind of mood your mate is in at the time, how stressful things are. But the key really is to making regular deposits. Make that a priority to make those deposits into your mate's account. Again, we're all guilty of contributing damage to the relationship. Everyone is. But you need to own up to your fair share of what you do and own up to it. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get back into a dyad. Again, your dyad instructions are as follows. We want you to be kind when you speak. Again, be open and listen to your mate. Also, when you're listening, don't become defensive. Watch your body language. If you cross your arms or roll your eyes, you're basically telling your mate, hey, I don't respect what you're saying, or what you're saying is not important to me. So don't give that message to your mate. Be open. Remember, their perception is their reality. Also, remember to listen to learn, so that you can make more deposits into your mate's love account. The more you understand your mate, the better you are going to be at in making those deposits and so forth. Okay? So turn to your mate, get eye to eye with them, and then we're first going to talk about withdrawals. Think about a small withdrawal that you have made to your mate's love account recently. Men, we're going to start with you first. Again, something small. And we're going to let you ask the question. Coaching is all about asking questions, and you open your mate up to let their wall down when you ask them a question and listen for their answer. So, gentlemen, you're going to ask the question, what is one small withdrawal that I have made from your love account recently? Then, ladies, you're going to respond with, hey, that one small withdrawal you made was blank. You forgot to take out the trash, or I felt like you didn't help me with this chore, whatever it is. But it really made me feel blank. And then go ahead and tell your mate, ladies, how it made you feel that they made that small account. I didn't feel important. I didn't feel like it was important to you, and that your happiness was more important than mine. So those are some examples. So, gentlemen, ask the question, and then ladies respond. Go ahead. Stop. Gentlemen, you're going to repeat back to your mate what I heard you say. Did I get it? So what I heard you say, and repeat back as much as you can, word for word, what she told you. Go ahead. Good job. Gentleman asked, did I get it? Okay, ladies, respond with either, hey, you got it, thanks for listening, or you got most of it, but I really wanted you to hear this. Very gently, let them know what else that you were trying to communicate. Go ahead. Stop. Good job. Gentlemen, now it's going to be your turn. But ladies, you're first going to ask the question and be open. What is one small withdrawal that I have made from your love account recently? And then you're going to listen to your mate, and he's going to describe one small withdrawal that you made. And then, guys, I want you to dig in. Let her know how it made you feel. Okay? Ladies, start off with asking the question. Go ahead. Stop. Good job. Now, ladies, we're going to practice back the mirroring. What I heard you say, repeat back to him what you heard him say. Go ahead. Now ask the question, did I get it? Honey, did I get it? Gentlemen, now you let them know, hey, honey, you heard me perfectly. Or now is the time to go ahead and say, you know, you got most of it, but I also wanted you to hear blank. Go ahead, guys. Good job.
All right, everybody, let's get that piece of paper or pencil. If you don't have that, you can use your cell phone. That's perfectly fine. We're going to talk now about deposits, which are very, very important. Remember, we talked about sometimes it may take 3 to cover up a withdrawal. Let's work on being really good at putting those deposits in. When you're talking about what deposits look like to you, you need to be perfectly clear. And this is hard for ladies, especially because we're the ones that are nurturers. We take care of everybody, but we don't tell what we need deposited in our account. So this is what we need to really pull from. You can't blame him if you don't give him a list. All right, so let's talk about that. You should have your name. Let's say, for instance, I'm just going to say my name here, Jeannie's Love Deposit List. And I'm going to write those down, what I would love to have for that. All right, so be clear on what you need. 3 things that you would like deposited in your love account. All right, write those down.
Don't let your mate see them yet. Go ahead and write them.
And stop. Gentlemen, we're going to go with you first. Ask her the question. And ladies, remember to respond and be assertive here. Gentlemen, ask her the question, what is one thing that I can do to make a deposit in your love account? Let's just start with one. Let's not chew the whole thing up right away. What is one thing that I can do to deposit into your love account? Go ahead and ask the questions, and then lady, you will answer the question with what you can do to make a deposit, what is it, why is it important to you, and how you would feel. Don't forget to let him know how it would make you feel to do that. All right, gentlemen, beginning with you, ask the question. Ladies, go ahead and answer. And stop. All right, gentlemen, this is where you mirror back what I heard you say. Repeat everything that you can remember using her feeling words, not your words, and then ask the question, did I get it? Go ahead. Stop. Now, ladies, repeat back. You got it, or you got most of it, but I wanted you to hear this. Go ahead. And stop. All right. Now, ladies, it's your turn to ask this question. And gentlemen, it's going to be your responsibility to give her the deposit that she needs to give into your love account, why it's important to you, and how it's going to make you feel if she did that for you. So ladies, go ahead and ask the question, what is one thing from your list that I could do to make a deposit into your love account? And then gentlemen, you will answer, beginning with the ladies. And stop. All right. Ladies, it's your turn to mirror this back to him, what I heard you say. And then after you finished, did I get it? Go ahead. and stop. All right then. Gentlemen, repeat, go ahead and say you got it, or most of it, hun, but I thank you for that. But I really wanted you to hear this as well. Go ahead. And stop. All right, here we go. Ladies, with the second on your list. Gentlemen, ask the question, what is one thing from your list? Ladies, be sure you answer. Go ahead. And stop. Gentlemen, mirror back what I heard you say, and when you're finished, ask the question. Did I get it? Go ahead. And stop. All right, ladies, thank them, say you got it, or thank them for most of it, and let them know what you wanted them to hear as well. Go ahead. And stop. All right. Ladies, they're going to tell you the second one on their list, so ask the question. What is one thing from your list that I can do to make a deposit into your love account? Gentlemen, be assertive and be clear. Go ahead. And stop. All right, ladies, it's your turn to mirror that back, what I heard you say using their words, and then ask the question. Go ahead. Stop. Gentlemen, answer, you got it. Good job. Or most of it, and I wanted to hear you say this. Go ahead. And stop. All right, here we go with the third. Gentlemen, ask the question, and ladies, be assertive and clear when you respond. Go ahead. And stop. All right, gentlemen, mirror back what you heard her say and then ask the question. Go ahead. Stop. All right, moving along, ladies, go ahead and say, you got it, or most of it, and I wanted you to hear this part. Go ahead. Stop. All right, ladies, this is your turn to ask him for the last thing on his list. Gentlemen, be very clear and be assertive in what you need. Go ahead. And stop. All right, ladies, mirror it back what I heard you say and then ask the question, did I get it? And stop. All right, gentlemen, tell her you got it if she's nailed it. If not, say you got most of it, but I wanted you to hear. Go ahead. And stop. All right.
All right, what we want you to do now is exchange those love account sheets. If you used a sheet of paper, then he gets hers and she gets his. If you used your cell phones, then go ahead and screenshot it, text it, send it to each other so that you'll have your mate's love account list. Guys, you need to have her list. Ladies, you need to have his list. Now, what I want to do, men, I'd like for you to look her in the eyes and repeat after me. You're in your dyad. Look her in the eyes. I promise to do my best to make these deposits into your love account for the next 30 days.
Ladies, I promise to do my best to make these deposits into your love account for the next 30 days.
We say 30 days because we don't want you to feel like you're taking on a burden that you just can't fulfill for a long time. But I think you'll find after you do those first 30 days that your love list might change. And so we encourage you every 30 days to sort of renew it, talk about it, refresh it, and so that you can continue to make those deposits into their love account. And it's so important that you let your mate know you appreciate their effort. Absolutely. And that you are grateful, even if they don't do it perfectly. The fact that they're trying, the fact that they're wanting to love you and fulfill your list and make deposits is a great thing to have. So let them know you appreciate it. Now, it's time for Love War. Let's see who can love each other the most, who can do the best job of fulfilling their mate's love list in these next 30 days. All right. Well, it's been enjoyable to bring this to you, this information to you this evening. We encourage you to check us out on the website, our website, loverecon.org. You can read about all kinds of relationship issues there on our blog. Mm-hmm. You can also book your free session with a master life coach, such as Angie or Jeannie or myself. You can also watch helpful sessions like this one, and there are even more coming. There you see our phone number. Call us anytime. Again, we're glad that you've joined us online, and we hope that this has been very helpful to you. We look forward to bringing more of these classes to you in the very near future.